Oh, my pleasure. Thank you so much. I'm very happy with this message and best regard for all. Salam ta'zim for all everybody here. Thank you so much. Sorry again for the delay. I'm joined some problem with my laptop. Hopefully everything goes well after this. Please, thank you so much.
Thank you, Doctor. Ladies and gentlemen, for this session, Dr. Sigit Pramono will share with us about leveraging technological advancement to ensure a practice of good corporate governance in Islamic social finance. Dr. Sigit Pramono is Chairman, SEBI School of Islamic Economics, holder certification and member of the Indonesian Institute of Certified Public and of Accountants. He has specialization and research interests in Islamic economics, banking and finance, economics development, good corporate governance, Islamic accounting and auditing, good governance issues in Islamic finance institution. Wah. Now, before we continue, Dr. Sigit Pramono, please allow me to ask you, would you rather have a Q&A session during the presentation so that all participants can ask questions in the middle of your presentation, or would you rather have a Q&A session at the end after your presentation is finished?
Yeah, I think better I go through with my presentation, and I think better after this we have a question and answer. But in the term that you have not clear my explanation, please just ask raise your hand and asking question. It's okay.
Okay, as Dr. Sigit Pramono has said, all participants are allowed to ask questions in the middle of his
Okay.
presentation.
Yes, no problem.
Yeah.
Okay.
However, to keep the form in order and conducive, please raise your hand first before asking.
Yes. Yes,
Thank
exactly.
you.
Thank you.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, let's begin our first lecture. To Dr. Sigit Pramono, the time and screen is yours, sir.
Yes, thank you so much again, and everybody. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillah. Everybody, hopefully that my voice is can hear good there. Hopefully, because I just get trouble with my signal and also my laptop. Okay, just maybe the committee can help me just to show the presentation. Okay, everybody have seen the title is leveraging technological advancement to ensure of a practice of good governance in Islamic social finance. This is the title, and I'm very happy to come this forum. Can discuss with you all, and also hopefully everything goes well there by blessing of Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala. Yeah, first of all, yeah, I'm appreciate for the committee and really appreciate for the all of you fully this forum and this course as can bring a fruitful discussion and also bring our enhancement to the development of Islamic finance, especially for Islamic social finance. Okay, we go through to the next slide, please. Okay, this is the outline. Basically, dear brothers and sisters, my respective colleagues there, we will discuss about the good governance principle in Islamic perspective. It is the issue one. And the second one is what we has should bring the crucial issue of good governance in terms of what the contribution of good governance principle in the developing of Islamic social finance. The third one is I think we will discuss about how technological advancement or innovation in the term of technology can boost the development of Islamic social finance in terms of a zakat and wakaf institution. And I hope maybe we can review some case study for this innovation in Indonesia at least. Okay, brother and sister, I prefer to use the term of good governance instead of good corporate governance. Basically, this term and can interchangeable, but actually, in terms of Islamic social finance, in my perception, we should use the good governance term, not good corporate governance. Since that in Islamic social finance, not only based on commercial orientation of the activities or the motive, sometimes or basically we have like it is like voluntary or it is like good deeds or it is like non-profit oriented activities. Okay, we come with the next slide, please. Brother and sister, actually, I would like, I'm very happy to quote Iqbal and Miracle 2004 and Hassan 2008 that we can come across with the Islamic reference or Islamic Torahs for the civilization that in Islamic principle, we have two fundamental concepts of Islamic economic system related to the good governance principle. The first one is property right, and the second one is contractual governance. I think Iqbal and Mirakor give the basic foundation for our understanding. But in Islam, actually, we should respect and we should give commitment to property right. It is very important in Islamic economic system. And the second one is contractual governance. We call ukud or our promise in the term of dealing business or dealing cooperation. So these two types of basic fundamental concept should bring the rules of Islamic corporate governance or Islamic governance principle. Instead of we compare with the what we call Western perspective of good governance, basically, especially for good corporate governance, this basic concept may be different, as we know in Western conceptual of good corporate governance, basically concerned about the shareholder or stakeholder. So to protect or to ensure that the right of stakeholder or shareholder is fulfilled from the company or from the business activities. So this is different things, I think, a very basic consideration for Islamic good governance principle. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, Hassan 2008 described the situation with this figure or this diagram, principle of property right and contractual framework. So this is the concern of how we must perform our duty, our activities in terms of muamalah or in terms of business and commitment for the cooperation with the other parts. Okay. And another thing, I think it is seem also that Islamic principle of good governance it is very close with the stakeholder theory instead of shareholder theory. So I mean, the basic principle of cooperation and business dealing actually we concern not only for the shareholders or the ownership of the company or institution, but we must concern all the stakeholders. Instead, for example, for the workers, for the environmental aspect, or for the government, even Chapra, our scholars, very famous scholar in corporate governance books, issue that Islam itself is one of the stakeholder, very important to concern about the reputation of Islam as the way of life should be come with our principle in terms of good governance. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, one good thought about the good governance, I think, come from Chaudhary, Professor Chaudhary, bring what we call Tauhid epistemology and Surah-based approach. So maybe this is different with the Western corporate governance that only concern about the let's say for profit oriented, but we should also consider about the how we can create as I mean, we are, as humankind, we should have a concern of all the epistemology of God as our orientation for a good deed and what we call obligation to bring maslahah, to bring goodness of all the situation. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, so we can consider about this, the understanding of what is Islamic social finance after this. I think our previous session has discussed this more. If we refer to Global Islamic Finance Report 2020-2021, it should our concern that Islamic social finance to integrate both the commercial and social aspect of financing. So it means that Islamic finance is embedded equally in the commercial and social elements with the same aim to achieve prosperity. So we come the situation now that after the first Islamic conference in 1977 in Makkah, that we bring the spirit of Islamic economic from ideological or the conceptual framework, and then we come with the Islamic finance, and we come with the Islamic accounting and so on. So I think currently we also develop with Islamic social finance thinking. So we come to align but Islamic economic and Islamic finance actually with two type of these characters, commercial based one and also for social activities one. It is very interesting and it is very important for our understanding. So Islamic finance, social finance ecosystem actually can combine the traditional Islamic institution based on philanthropy like zakat and wakaf activities, and also what we call mutual cooperation or qardul hasan, or what we call activity for good deeds. And the last one is that what we can see in the contemporary Islamic microfinance institution. So I think GFI 2020 and 2021 expose this situation. We have three pillars for Islamic social finance with these activities. Okay, please, next slide, please. Okay, yeah. If we refer to Zakat core principle, let's say, and technical guideline for the implementation are required for the National Board of Zakat in the Basnas or Badan Amil Zakat Nasional Indonesia, it is very important that good governance, it is one of basic principle that we can use or we should implement to come with the strong pillar for Zakat development. Basically, what we can learn from a Western good governance principle like transparency, accountability, fairness, responsibility, independence, and we can add one important element that is Sharia compliance. So we can capture that principle of Islamic corporate governance or Islamic good governance can combine with this all principle to come up with the unique characteristics of Islamic good governance. We can also elaborate what is Sharia compliance rule to bring a strong good governance practice for Islamic financial institution. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, yeah. If we refer for the contract or for the activities or the institution, we can see here, basically in Islamic social finance, we have five types tools or instrument like Qardul Hasan, or we can use Sukuk as one the instrument, and also Wakaf, very strong or basic instrument for the Islamic social finance, and zakah, of course, and Islamic microfinance, so brother and sister, this is also quote from GIFR. So I think we have understanding this instrument to bring Islamic social finance with equipment to contribute for economic activities. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, I don't think that I must elaborate more in this slide. Basically, what zakah principle, zakah core principle use this zakah core principle with zakah governance. It is make our understanding that governance issues is very important. If we concern that the institution problem, the risk what we have face to handle the practice of zakah organization. Okay. Next slide, please. Okay. Please, next slide, please. Okay. Yeah. Brother and sister, what we call with the flow of process, our business process, it is very important. That actually we can discuss that zakah and wakaf activities as basic of Islamic social finance. We have three types of activities actually, what we call fundraising or funding, how we collect the source of fund from the society, from all the Muslim and all the humankind for the wakaf, let's say. And then the second phase important activities is bring this sort of fund to allocate or to distribute with the right and proper manner. What we call this is with the akad or contract suitable, and also for the what we call for the good allocation or strategic allocation with the purpose for bring optimizing that fund. And the third one, I think how we can concern about the reporting, evaluation, and also make a feedback, or even we can have what we call to have a strategic way that our program can boost the maslahah or the optimum benefit for the recipient. So basically, this figure describe this flow chart or this flow business process. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, brother and sister, I think it is very important. We have like 4 fundamental concerns about our discussion just before, that we have social welfare, or we have like maslahah or basic assumption of for the Islamic economic activities is bring maslahah suitable with maqasid Sharia, with the objective of Sharia to bring benefit for all. And the second one is we concern about the Sharia principle, that our economic activities, our program in Islamic social finance should comply with the Sharia. And the second one, the third one, sorry, we bring the tools or instrument with finance or financial instrument. But now we concern the fourth one. We understand also related for this session actually, how technology can be a catalyst, can be a catalyst for this activity. It means that the enhancement of technology can bring the I mean that multiply achievement for the program for the people. So technology bring our more capacity to use tools to have program better in the future. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, brother and sister, actually, I would like to discuss this diagram. After we understanding about the system of Islamic social finance, we face what we call institutional problem. What we call the first one is regulation and incentive, and the second one is religiosity, and the third one is good governance performance and public trust. Basically, this fourth institutional problem become obstacle how to develop our Islamic social finance to have a higher contribution for the people. Okay, regulation and incentive. We come with the next slide, please. Yeah, we can understand that what Dr. Daud Bakar in his book Sharia Minds, that we should concern about wealth creation versus wealth distribution. It means that if we discuss or we talk about Islamic social finance, especially for zakat and wakaf, we must have like a balanced understanding and balanced perception. We also concern about wealth creation, to productive and efficient and effective to generate revenue or generate our collection fund for the zakat and wakaf activities. But also we should have a strategic with the wealth distribution. We cannot just concern with this wealth distribution. Yeah, we cannot ignore another point about wealth creation. But we cannot also concern wealth creation, but we ignore wealth distribution. So we must have a balance in this point. The next problem is we have many research about the potential or the target of zakat and wakaf or Islamic social finance funding in terms of Muslim countries or all over the world. But actually, the problem is the reality or the targeted collection is very low in many countries, in Muslim countries. So one of the problem is about awareness and literacy. Awareness and literacy for the Muslim about zakat and wakaf or Islamic social finance, even for philanthropy, it is still low. So it is our duty to have a good program for awareness and literacy to campaign our zakat and wakaf program. But some index of some survey has shown that Indonesian may be one of the Muslim country with the highest level of awareness and literacy. I mean, not awareness and literacy in the term of understanding, but the behavior, giving behavior. It is more important after this that Muslim, even everybody, humankind, they have intention, they have habit, they have attitude to help each other. So giving behavior should be one of variable very important to understanding about Islamic social finance and the potential to use Islamic social finance as tools to the society. Okay, another one is marketing and innovation strategies. Marketing and innovation strategies, it is very important because at the end of the day, our program, our should be marketized, should be campaigns but with the innovative way, with the way that all public can access the information and also can be affected with the program. So let's say we have segment for millennial. We can access for the millennial segment if we use the media or the campaigns program not in line with their habit, something like this. Okay, the other point for the institutional aspect is integrity of zakat institution. So I mean that integrity will come up with the institutional problem if the institution cannot receive trust from the public. Yeah, and let's say if we have bad accountability, we have not good reporting, or we have like not transparent. So it is will reduce our integrity. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, brother and sister, I think I quote this from Basnas in Indonesia, that index zakat literacy actually can be divided with this element, basic knowledge of zakat and advanced knowledge of zakat. Yeah, again, we know about our obligation in this religion, zakah, one of pillar of Islam. But unfortunately, maybe many Muslim do not really understand with this obligation. So it is our duty to bring discussion, to teach, to spread our this teaching for the all Muslim and all humankind. And also what we understand that about innovative zakah, innovative zakah program. In Indonesia, we call it zakah productive. Using zakah for not only give the poor, but we can utilize some innovation program to that zakah use by the small medium enterprise. With this, it is also good for there as asnaf can bring the impact of zakah better if they only use for short periods, as for instance. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, sorry, next slide, please. Okay, I just go through with this part. Brother and sister, I would like to share you what Professor Suzuki and Mia 2008 argued that Islamic economic is concerned about fulfilling the socio-economic objective of social justice in accordance with the objective of Sharia. We refer to Holy Quran, Surah Al-Hasr, verse 9, that it is the basic objective of social justice. So it is a very good understanding from Suzuki and Mia, and we should highlight this issue that Allah Subhanahu wa Taala has a comment for Muslim that the basic social justice should be inherent with the Islamic economic system. Kasri 2003 summarized that holistic behavior is influenced by extrinsic variable and intrinsic variable. So it is about our giving behavior. The motive of Muslim to giving zakah and wakaf actually influenced with the intrinsic variable, let's say demographic and socio-economic indicators, yeah, and also the intrinsic one is feeling of duty and responsible, desire to make a change, religious concern, self-actualization, peer group pressure, perceive financial security, perceive generosity, and perceive importance of religion. Okay, so it is very important to capture this understanding and this reality for the Muslim with these important variables. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, I just go through. We have consider this ayah as a basic comment for the zakat and wakaf. Okay, we go through with this ayah and the second one. Next slide, please. Okay, this also Al-Hasr ayat Al-Hasr verse 7, yeah, to describe this attitude or character for Muslim for the instruction of zakat and wakaf. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, brother and sister, now we can come up with the fourth part, integrity of zakat and wakaf institution and public trust. So we will discuss about the public trust in the term of zakat and wakaf institution. CASRI 2013 found a number of interesting findings from a survey. They conduct a survey that for Indonesian at the time in the survey, the main reason for the behavior of denting is to help the poor. So what we call altruism, it is basic habit or basic character of a Muslim to help the other. It is, I think, human, human spirit, yeah, to help it other. Although the preference is to donate through informal means and institution, the behavior of donating is also quite significant given through a number of Islamic philanthropic institutions. So it is a good research finding from Indonesian case that the donator or donor have a preference also in informal institution, let's say zakat and wakaf in the masjid or in the madrasah, but also they use also the institution, what we call in Indonesia Lembaga Amil Zakah or Basnas, National Zakah Organization or Zakah Institution. So the institution of the Zakah organization or institution of charity, it is very important to the donor. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, even in this research finding, CASRI 2013, so that the main Muslim donor are young people and educated people, but the donor are not classified as rich group. Even from the middle class income, they are more eager to donate to have a good deeds for the public. Okay, donors are significantly influenced by intrinsic motive. So it is very interesting that intrinsic motive significantly influence for the giving behavior. There are strong indication that donors are also intend to increase their donation despite the economic crisis. So again, Zakah institution or Zakah and Wakaf or social charity organization, it is have a good place for the donor because if they are trust with the institution, they're giving more with the activities. Okay, very interesting. Next slide, please. Okay, I come through with some basic model research from many scholars or many our colleagues that integrity or zakah and public trust have some interaction and influence each other. Let's say integrity of zakah institution, it will be influenced by good governance performance. And the second one is efficiency and effectiveness performance. And the next one is Sharia compliant and Sharia audit and public trust. So if we would like to assess our performance of zakah institution in the term of integrity, we should have this fourth variable and have good performance to show the public, to show the donors that we have fulfilled our obligation with this character. Let's say good governance performance. If the zakah institution or wakaf institution not show their performance in terms of implementation of good governance principle, so maybe a donor should consider not to giving more or even not come with the trust to the institution. And another one, let's say we have a good fundraising or we have a good enough funding, but we cannot show our best performance in allocation, in efficiency, effectiveness for program. So it is I will give a burden or even like a backfire for the institution to have a low trust from the public. Okay, so this element for very important for integrity of zakah institution. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, yeah, I come through with some research. Let's say from Nikma, Tunia, Marliati, and Mardiana, they are assessed for level of acceptance of Zakah fund. In their model, there are three elements very important. It is quality of accounting information, accountability, and transparency. So these three variable is very important for level of acceptance of Zakah fund. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, and then Yusfianto, Setiawan, and Nugroho 2020, they are trying to discuss about theory, plane behavior, factors, effect of Zakah literacy. So they are understanding that Zakah literacy will have influence to the intention for Zakah paying. So this performance of Zakah literacy and extension will be influenced with attitude, subjective norm, and behavior control. So it is very important with the theory, plane, behavior. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, Zainal, Bakar, and Saad in their conceptual paper try to discuss about trust in Zakah institution, which is basically will be influenced with reputation, satisfaction of Zakah distribution, and service quality. So again, brother and sister, if we discuss about the trust for the Zakah and Wakaf institution, basically we should show our good governance commitment and good governance practice, and of course at the end of the day we will have a good governance performance. So with these characters, we have a trust from our donor or our stakeholder. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, and then Ikwanda and Hidayati. It is similar with the preface from the scholars that willingness to pay zakat will be affected by transparency, accountability, effective trust, and cognitive trust. Again, it is highlight the issue about trust to public is very important if we have a good governance practice with our institution. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, please allow me to continue with the fifth session or discussion about Sharia compliance and Sharia audit. Brother and sister, one of the issue to have a good governance practice for the Islamic financial institution actually about issue of Sharia compliance. That as we commit that in each Islamic financial institution, they should have commitment to Sharia compliance. That's why we use our religion, Islamic, as a character for our organization. And then currently we have one important understanding about Sharia audit, how to make sure that fatwa or Sharia principle has been followed or has been fulfill the instruction by the activities of Islamic financial institution. So we refer to Sharia Governance Framework issued by Bank Negara Malaysia 2011, that Sharia audit refer to the periodical assessment conducted from time to time to provide an independent assessment and objective assurance designed to add value and improve the degree of compliance in relation to the Islamic financial institution business operation, with the main objective of ensuring a sound and effective internal control system for Sharia compliance. Okay, so if we discuss with Sharia audit, actually it is like we have opinion, or we issue an opinion that one organization or one entity which is commercial or voluntary sector that they have periodical assessment to ensure that all the period of operation, the Sharia compliant has been fulfilled by their operation. It means that we can ensure here state that the main objective of ensuring a sound and effective internal control system for Sharia compliant. So there are some elements here. The first, of course, what we call Sharia standard or Sharia or fatwa as a guideline to have a condition that we have compliant with this fatwa or regulation or standard. And then we make sure that our activities or our product has passed this regulation to have a Sharia product or Sharia compliance product. And also after this, we make sure that we have internal control system. We have like check and balance process that operation is supervised, that the process that we bring the situation with the Sharia product. So Sharia audit come with the assessment process, with the independent opinion that all of this process has been fully complete by the Islamic financial institution. Okay, we come up with next slide, please. Okay, before we discuss furthermore for Sharia audit, I think a good that in Malaysia they are developed Sharia governance framework. So, brother and sister, we discussed Sharia compliant so long time ago. At the first Islamic financial institution and Islamic economic has developed by our proponent and our pioneer scholar for Islamic economic teaching. But if we see the figure, it is more clearly what we should be understanding about Sharia compliant and how Sharia governance framework develop this condition. I think that this framework focus with 4 activities in the bottom block here or bottom box here. The first is Sharia risk management control function. The first one is that Sharia risk management control function should be understanding that even we are Islamic financial institution which is commit with this Sharia principle to comply with the Sharia principle, but we face what we call non-Sharia compliant risk. It means that we also have possibility that all the regulation on fatwa cannot be followed by the operation. So to mitigate with the non-Sharia compliant, we should have Sharia risk management control function. The another one is Sharia review function. Sharia review function, it is like different with the Sharia audit. Sharia review function, it is their objective is review business operation on regular basis to ensure Sharia compliant. So like if we pass a product, before we pass the product, we review the standard operating procedure, the fatwa we are using. So it is like Sharia review function. And then it is a contrast with Sharia audit function. Sharia audit function, it is to provide independent assessment and objective assurance designed to value, add, and improve Islamic financial institution compliant with Sharia. So Sharia audit function and Sharia review will be have integrated function to ensure the Sharia compliant. But interesting here that Sharia governance framework also use what we call introduce Sharia research function. It is interesting that Bank Negara Malaysia also highlight should have research and development program or division to make sure that we can catch up the situation, the development of contemporary Islamic financial institution problem, also future strategic situation, and so on. So with this fourth basic element, we can see here the next element important is about of course Syariah Supervisory Board and also the management basically, and some committees like audit committee, governance and risk committee, and so on. So it is very interesting to us to develop our future ecosystem, Islamic economic and financial ecosystem with this understanding of Sharia compliant, more comprehensive. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, brother and sister, to make clearly about the Sharia compliant function, again, we have four activities there: Sharia review function, Sharia audit function, Sharia research function, and Sharia risk management control function. So basically, in common sense, or frankly speaking, many Islamic financial institution maybe also concerned, maybe only concerned with some issue about Sharia review function. But now we should develop, I think, a fourth element here. Is very important to make sure that Sharia compliant attain our objective. Yeah. Okay. Next slide, please. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, yeah, it is just to resolving some confusion about Sharia review and Sharia audit. So Sharia review, it is like self-assurance performed by management, for example, Sharia department, or we call SSB, Sharia Supervisory Board, or the team of in the internal compliance division. The objective is to support the work of the Sharia board and basic requirement of the Islamic financial institution. So it is like common we understanding about the Sharia review function in the financial institution, Islamic financial institution. And the next is non-independence or ex ante and ex post assurance process. So it is captured ex ante and ex post assurance. But we can understand that this function is not independent because they develop the product. They also review the requirement for Sharia principle. And then Sharia reviewer is not an auditor. They are included in the business development process. In contrast with Sharia audit, or it is independent assurance, should be independent, must be an independent body, independent person, not involving in the operation, not involving in the set up the business or set up the SOP, and then performed by internal Sharia auditor or external Sharia auditor. Okay, enhance integrity and credibility of the Islamic financial institution. So this is the objective. Independence in appearance and ex post audit. So yeah, again, independence is the key for the Sharia audit function. And also, basically, Sharia audit is exposed. So after the operation, we have activity for Sharia audit. Reporting directly to the audit committee or the board. So it is like the position of the Sharia audit should be clearly not depend on some, or not objective because they are under or sub function with the others. Okay, we continue. I think it is a good understanding for Sharia review and Sharia audit discussion. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, brother and sister. Okay, this may be the last part for this discussion about the leveraging technological advancement. Yeah, this a short review, I think. that for Indonesian case, we face that now in the digital era. Yeah, digital disruption will affect also in Islamic social finance. I think previous courses from the other scholars has discussed much from this point. And Indonesia, I think, very interesting. The level segment use internet, use media, mobile. It is very huge, and also reflect the millennial segment. It is very close with the habit to use mobile, use internet, more literate in these activities. So it should be our concern. So if Islamic social finance, especially for zakat and wakaf institution, do not care about this fact and finding, so it is a good. It is not good response for this situation. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, I quote from Dr. Irfan Saykibek and Dr. Asyanti that actually social media, kemudian and then our platform, using internet based, and also like Basnas platform, actually it is like developed with this understanding. So using Zakah digital channel, it is very important. So it is one of the response to the situation that we have survey, we have projection of our zakat and wakaf funding, but if we cannot attain the real zakah or fund, so maybe because our marketing innovation, our strategy to fundraising, it is not fit for the situation. So I think it is like innovation in Zakah digital channel in Basnas in Indonesia to have a digital platform as a channel for fundraising and also for allocation and database. Okay, I mean it is like we concern about the big data, and also we concern about the digital platform. Okay, next slide, please.
I'm sorry, doctor.
Yes.
There are 3 minutes left.
Yes, I will go fast
Thank you.
after this. Thank you. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, yeah, I just go through. It is new ideas about using blockchain in terms of Islamic social finance activities. So it is a good innovation, and it is will be a trend that we can get trace for all activities, and instantly we can respond for the query, and also reporting for the stakeholder, and we can have record very precisely because automation or digital database. So it is, I think, a good innovation. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, I will come up with the concluding remarks. That integrity of Zakah and Wakaf institution is needed so that the potential and role of Zakah institution can be optimized to achieve the objective of the Zakah commandment in Islamic teaching. Integrity of Zakah and Wakaf institution can be built by realizing and strengthening the following factors like good governance performance, efficiency and effectiveness performance, public trust, and Sharia compliant and Sharia audit function. Lastly, Islamic social finance should be successful in responding to major challenge in terms of technology and business environment change in order to improve its good governance performance. Okay, maybe I need 1 minute after this. Please, next slide, please. Okay, next slide, please. Okay, I just come with the two case study. Maybe brother and sister can read this slide. One of good innovation in Lembaga Amil Zakat or Zakat Institute in Indonesia is from Yakesma. They are firstly come with their landing page in their website as basic interaction for the donator or donor, and then they can use this platform to come up with fundraising program. And the second one, they are developed about what we call one of channel to use the community or ecosystem, because they have scholarship for the student, and they have the counterpart or cooperation with institution, like this is what with SEBI School of Islamic Economic. So they can be one ecosystem or one group to using platform the power of wakaf for the case study to capture during Ramadan as volunteer, also as a program in Ramadan. They can collect wakaf from the society. So there are two platforms here they are using for the technological digital for the campaigns and for wakaf and zakah fundraising. Another one is Wakafin Corporation. Another case study is Wakafin. Until now, it is developed for digital fundraising for wakaf, for cash wakaf, and also for asset wakaf. And then with this platform, actually, with the payment gateway, with the campaigns together with all Nazir Wakaf, let's say Biman Foundation, Fusi Foundation, and Yakesma as well. So they can have efficiency and also have good cooperation to campaigns together, and a good program, because using the platform, they have good reporting and very efficient or transparent utilize the fund, and also make better services for the muwakif or for the donor. Okay, that's all I think what I can share for the audience or for the brother and sister. Hopefully it can we have good fruitful discussion after this, and I will learn much from all of you. Thank you so much. Wallahu a'lam bishawab. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much, Dr. Sigit Pramono. What you have delivered about finance is very interesting and gave us some fresh insights for current situation. I can conclude that Indonesia is one of Muslim country, so we must do giving behaviors in is very important. Okay, let us continue to Q&A. For participants, if you have questions, you can directly ask Dr. Sigit by raising your hand or drop the question in the chat room. Okay. Okay, for the first question is from Mr. Abdul Fatah Akani Adigun. You can unmute and you can directly asking to Dr. Sigit Pramono.
Yes, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
In fact, I'm really impressed with this beautiful presentation of our doctor. May Allah reward you abundantly. May Allah increase you in knowledge and wisdom and understanding. With the model that you brought, I want to make a kind of clarification as regard some instances as you brought about technology into zakat system and workforce system. Most of people of today's are fond of technology. Do we rely on technology 100% as regard modes of zakat operation or workforce operation, or we should look at it in such a way to look for the future and also look at where we should, trying to correlate what we have now and others. Do you get me, sir?
Okay, the last part, please, you can repeat the last part.
I said, can we rely 100% on technology with the use of zakat operation and workforce operation?
Okay, yes, sir. I think it is should be our concern that Using technology, we can boost our program, spread and reach to the beneficiary. And most important, I think if we face about the digital era, we can use digital platform and digital tools and innovation to grasp all Muslim uh, uh, almost in the many location to also, and the last one is about reporting and make trust to the public of our program. So it is should be our concern.
But because what about those one in rural areas who are not having access to technological equipment? Would they not be set aside if we depend 100% on technology?
Oh, I see. Yeah, yeah. Of course, we cannot have a one fit for all. In my understanding, sorry, we should consider about what should be what is the best solution or the best approach for each segment. I mean, maybe Indonesia, maybe another country or another area, even in Indonesia, we have like we can imagine we have 13,000 island, so many different situation, and also so many condition. This cannot be just like one fit for all. What I said before, and also we have like a Sharia compliant issue. We have also challenging now in the artificial intelligence. Let's say we can use big data science to have an issue of Sharia compliant. So in the next situation, I think technology and innovation in this term of very important and very related to our competitiveness and also our best way to deliver our service for humankind and for Muslim Ummah. I think something like this, brother. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Sigit, and thank
Yeah.
you, Mr. Abdul Fattah. Next the question from Mr. Sayuti. He say how to reduce poverty, increase employment with the digital concept of zakat and wakaf.
Uh, yeah. Thank you so much, Mr. Sayuti. I think you raised a good question and very interesting. As far as my concern, yeah, technology it is related to our capabilities. Technology define and find, yeah, for from many scholar, many civilization. It is we bring what we call let's say to escalate our higher quality of life. So one of the objective of Sharia, it is bring a high quality of life for all creators, for all Muslim or humankind, that to be obedient to Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala. So we have high quality of life. Actually, we will hopefully could be a good Muslim, could be a piety human obedient to Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala. So it is related to our maqasid of Sharia or objective of Sharia. And then what you asking about how technology can bring this to eliminate the poverty, we can understand. Let's say one of like say e-commerce platform, if suitable with the Sharia principle, and then it is can access for all small medium enterprise largely or higher for Muslim in many area. In compared to if we have one shop or one fabric or one office company. So I think the first one, if we can use technology, digital, the commerce, and also on, we have bring good opportunities, a good business potential business for more peoples, and then actually we can bring new approach to poverty alleviation, something like this. So innovation, technology, and again I think should be our concern to bring our charity program, Islamic social finance program, to reach more people, to sustain our service, to have a sustainability our service, and the last, of course, the most important thing, we can build our the trust from the public, because we can use technology to practice our good governance with the good performance. Something like this, brother. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, Dr. C. Pramono, and thank you, Mr. Sayuti. For other participants, if you have questions, you can directly ask Dr. Sigit. Okay,
Okay.
to Mr. Abdul Fattah, you can unmute.
Yes, thank you. As regard the Sharia auditor,
I see.
yes, will it need for someone to go and learn accounting principles or auditing principles in conventional terms, or the person should limit himself to Sharia compliances, rules, or what have you, so that in order to bring auditing principles in line with Sharia, will this person who is an Islamic expert in his field go and learn accounting principle in order to be a Sharia auditor, or someone who is already trained as an accountant or as an auditor should go and learn Sharia rules in order to be a Sharia compliant auditor?
Yes, brother. Thank you so much. Yeah, it is our challenge. I mean that yeah, we should have like the human resource problem. It is I think our obstacles in many things, in many situations. Let's say we use about if we discuss about Sharia audit, so the problem is we should have the a body or person who knows, knowledgeable with the Sharia principle, and also knowledgeable with this auditing skill or auditing knowledge. So how to combine these two competencies to understanding, good understanding, to deliver Sharia audit process for Islamic financial institution. So I think the yeah, still the way we should cooperate together to have education program to come up with a good person or good character accountant auditor with the Sharia principle understanding. But we are happy that now accounting and auditing organization for Islamic financial institution (AOIF) in Bahrain, and also many brother and sister in many Muslim countries, they are understanding with decision, and step by step we can share our knowledge. We can start with our standard for financial accounting standard and also for auditing standard. So this requirement or these things to do, we can fulfill together, and then at the end, hopefully, we can a good, a perfect auditing standard for Islamic financial institution, and also for the human resource who have capabilities to do these professional duties. So now in progress, but we should have each other, and also we can bring. We can share our experience in many countries, in and many area, in many case study. So hopefully, at the end of the day, we can strengthen our good governance principle for Islamic social finance institution. I think this is what I understanding, brother.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Sigit Pramono, and thank you again, Mr. Abdul Fattah. Okay, thank you for answer, Dr. Sigit Pramono.
You are welcome.
I believe what have been explained by Dr. Sigit Pramono has answered all the questions very clearly. Dr. Sigit Pramono, I think that is all for the Q&A session for the first lecture.